My plan to free dive in Victoria was cut short by some ongoing ear trouble, but I figured I could still go for a swim. So I returned to Telegraph Cove. Since I brought all my underwater video gear, I decided to set up a time lapse in the shallows. While I was wading in, a river otter came to check me out. I was a bit worried about it, but it stayed away from me, and I stayed away from it. Camera installed, I went out for about an hour's swim. When I got back and I reviewed the time lapse, I found two interesting fish. A snake prickleback. Pricklebacks are common in BC, but most are rarely seen because they tend to live under intertidal rocks. But the real surprise was this silver spot sculpin. These fish are rare, or at least rarely seen, because of their superb camouflage. As it swims by, you can see that there are transparent spots in the fins, adding to its camouflage. Having seen the silver spot sculpin, I decided to return the next morning and snorkel around the bay and see what I could find. Searching through this olive-colored fucus and green alva forest seemed hopeless. But a silver spot sculpin actually swam out to greet me. Here you can see its very reflective silver spots. It actually followed me around until I moved on and forced it to give up the chase. So I finned around on the surface looking for other denizens of the shallows. I found some more helmet crabs, which seem to be common in this area, and also a few white spot greenlings. Gunnels were also common. This was a good idea, but the execution went wrong. I don't think this is safe sex given the river otters foraging around here. I've never seen such a large ctenophore. This thing must have been at least 10 centimeters long. There was lots of life in the plankton, including both crab and fish larvae. This hydroid would look like a zillion little sea anemones if I put it under the microscope. And there were fish hiding in the crowns of the sargasso weeds, including sculpins and gunnels, presumably waiting to dart out and grab some of that plankton. I wandered out into the bull kelp beds. These are full of kelp crabs. These crabs had been decorating themselves, something I didn't think northern kelp crabs did, so maybe they're a different species. This one was decorated with ulva, making me think it had been crawling around on the bottom. Seemed like a strange thing for a kelp crab to do. Snorkeling around this bay was about as relaxing an activity as I can imagine.